So many nations still don't have premium aircraft at a rank 8. You know, the US even has 2, but for example, I don't know, the Russians doesn't have one, the Chinese don't have one, the Italians don't have one, the French don't have one, the Germans don't have one. So there are multiple nations that do not have a rank 8 premium aircraft. But what can be 3 options for the USSR that would be fun? Still expensive probably because it would be a rank 8 aircraft, but very cool to have as a Russian premium at rank 8 in the Air Tech 3. So let's start off with the first one that I think could be something. It would be kind of boring, but still, it would be the MiG-29S. The MiG-29S would be a minor upgrade over the MiG-29s that we have in the game of the original source, you know, of the MiG-29. So it could be a 912S or a 913S. They built most of the S's that were built were the 913S, right? But that version was basically the same aircraft that we have in the game with the normal 913 MiG-29, but with a small upgrade to the radar and some other little things. But the main thing is that it has an upgraded radar. It is pretty much the same, but just an upgraded radar to be able to carry the R-77. So we could have a 13.0 MiG-29, for example, 913 with R-73s and R-77s being the same aircraft with the same old radar, and it would be an interesting aircraft. It would be kind of boring, but it is an option that I think Gaijin might consider as a premium for the Russians. The second option that I think they might consider is an aircraft that is kind of already in the game, the MiG-29-93. We have the Bison, which is basically the production model for the Indians that was built from the MiG-29-93, right? But what would that be? Well, pretty much the same as the Bison, right? So it would be an upgrade to the radar, an upgrade to the aircraft systems, cockpit, RWR, you would have a helmet mounted display or sight, right? In this case, R-77s could be added, R-73s. Of course, the Bison doesn't have the R-77, and a lot of people ask for these aircraft, or at least for the R-77 for the Bison. So a MiG-21 for the Russians with the R-77 at 13.0 or something like that could be a thing. Again, honestly, I think it's kind of boring compared to the last option that we're going to talk about, but still, it is an option that they might actually do. I'm actually trying to go for the most probable options that you might actually see as a Russian premium for the rank 8 Air Tech 3, right? And the last one that I think would be the most interesting one, it is one of the, but probably the most modern and better version of the MiG-23-98 prototypes that we had, right? 3 prototypes were kind of made with the same aircraft, you know, so basically they had 3, you know, packages that clients could buy and upgrade their own MiG-23s using the same, you know, MiG-22-98 prototype as a basis for it. You know, and the same prototype, only one prototype was made, but you would have basically 3 versions that a client could buy with options and stuff, right? But the idea here is the same from the Bison and the MiG-21-93, right? It is a whole modernization package to the MiG-23 MLD or MLs in general to be able to be brought up to the modern day, or at the time to the 90s, 2000s day for a country that would be not having the money to buy a 4th generation jet, right? So it would obviously have a new radar, new cockpit, glass cockpit, helmet mounted sight, of course, everything of the most modern type for that type of thing. The radar was very similar even to the MiG-21 that we talked about, if I'm not mistaken, right? And of course, the main thing would that be using the R-77, of course, and the R-73, and missiles like that in general, right? And of course, even, I mean, the MLD could already, in theory, take the R-73, and they tested in the 80s the usage of the MLD with the HMS, you know. They only didn't use it properly in full service because all the production of the helmets were basically made to go for the MiG-29s and Su-27s, which got a very you know, heavy production of aircraft in numbers, right? So they were just building those helmets going straight to the MiG-29s and Su-27s. But even the MLD could already take the helmet and the R-73, but the -98 would include the R-77, guided weaponry, like for example guided air-to-ground missiles and bombs and stuff like that, and overall an upgraded aircraft in general, you know, so an aircraft that would still be a third-generation jet that could be fighting the fourth-generation jets in the 13.0 BR. So these are it, in my opinion. These are the 3 ones that you should probably expect one of them to come when the time comes to add a premium jet for the rank 8 for Air 3 in the Russian Tech Tree. Okay, let me know in the comments if I miss anything. If this video goes well, I might do another one for other nations as well. I just liked to get the Russian out of the way first, because of course the US got a second premium there, so I would imagine that they are going to soon add another premium to the Russians in rank 8 there. But yeah, see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and bye guys, see ya.